Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be going over the 5 lessons that I learned from Cameron England's Mastermind in London. So the first lesson is you need to kill your old identity. So I've noticed that all of these people in these programs, like whether that's Charlie Morgan's program, whether that's Alex Moses' program, I don't get, right? All of the strategies to get to $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month, is all inside the program, right? The only thing stopping you from actually getting to the desired result is literally just your mindset, right? Because you already have all the strategies in the program, right? If you're not in the program, if you're not in the program and you don't have all the strategies needed to get to 100K a month, that's a different story. But let's say you're in said program, cost you 10K, and you've literally got all the strategies laid out in there to be able to get you to that like 100K a month, 200K a month mark, whatever it is. The only thing now stopping you from actually getting there is killing your old identity and becoming the type of person that can make that money before you actually get there. So what I specifically mean by this is like, if you want to make $100,000 a month, well, I got to be the type of person that can actually make $100,000 a month. Because if I don't, and I do get the $100,000 a month, A, I'm not going to be able to sustain it, and B, it's just going to be so much more harder for me to get there. So I've noticed that one of the biggest things that you can do to actually scale is just to kill your old identity. I've noticed as well, mindset is the 80 out of the 80-20 because strategy is easy, anybody can implement that. The actual hard thing is the actual mindset, right? So that's lesson number one. You just need to kill your old identity. Lesson number two is your agency and the offer that you have right now probably isn't going to get you to 1 million a month. I used to think that like, yeah, I can take my agency to 1 million a month, but when you do the maths, when you calculate the churn and the actual TAM, it probably isn't going to get you to 1 million a month. And like down the line, once you start doing like multiple 6 figures a month, I probably will have to pivot the offer, right? So that's the second lesson. Your agency and your offer right now probably isn't going to get you to 1 million a month because the economics just don't make sense. Number three, and you probably like everybody's heard this before, but like the people who are doing more money than you, more revenue, whatever you want to call it, they're no smarter than you. And like when you actually go to the masterminds and you speak to people doing 100K a month, 200K, 300K, or the people just doing more revenue than you in general, you notice these people are so much more stupider than you. Like I noticed when I was speaking to these people who were doing like 100K, 200K, like I would never think in a million years they're doing that amount in revenue. But then they tell me, yeah, I'm doing X amount in revenue. I'm like, what? Because like a lot of these people generally they're just retards, right? And this is the problem. It doesn't matter how smart you are, especially when it comes to like an online business, because online business, in my opinion, is not even real. Like it's just a quick cash cow. It's not even a real business. A real business is like a restaurant or something, right? But like an agency, like it's so easy. Everybody has all the strategies. The only thing stopping you from is the actual action that you take to get you there. So yeah, that was lesson number three. Lesson number four is charge more. Literally up to my prices as soon as I started speaking to people, but I noticed I'm charging too little, and the economics of my current offer for me to get to $100,000 a month is very very hard. So it's just charging more. And then lesson number five is learn to think for yourself. This is so important. I noticed I was outsourcing a lot of my thinking. So I spent like just this year alone like $52,000 just in coaching courses, programs, whatever, right? And because of that, I get a lot of coaches and mentors. One of the problems that I was doing, and one of the problems that I should like, just something bad in general that I was doing is I was outsourcing my thinking. I was not thinking for myself, right? Like somebody said this to me. It was like, "Do you think Elon Musk has a mentor?" No, right? He definitely thinks for himself. So I think you should definitely be in like a coach or course or program, like one program where you get all the strategies needed to get to 100K a month. But you don't need to like violently invest in programs and courses and coaching. Like you don't always need to. And everybody always says like, yeah, like you should always invest. Like, and yeah, you should. But I feel like one of the main reasons why people say that is so that they buy your program, and it's just the messaging. Like you need to learn how to think for yourself because at the end of the day, the coaches, the courses, the mentors, whatever it is, they're not going to care about your business as much as you do. So they're not going to be able to think about as well for your business as well as yourself. Again, you know your business as well better than anybody else. So if you do get any pieces of feedback ever, like something that I'm going to now start doing, whoever it is, I don't care who it is. Like even if they're doing like 8 figures a month, I'm still going to question the feedback to see, okay, is this actually going to be something that is viable for me? Because if not, I'm just not going to implement it. Because I've outsourced my thinking way too much, and because of that, my revenue has actually been stored for quite a bit. Again, that's my fault because I should have been learning to think for myself before. So this isn't me like blaming any external factors. This is purely my fault. And this is a great lesson I have learned, and it's learning to think for yourself. And yeah, those are the 5 lessons that I learned.